presentation of TFNN. The Tom O'Brien Show is produced every business day. Tom takes your phone calls toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Let's go to our man Al in Homosassa. What's going on, brother?
Isn't it wonderful? I went ahead and invested in your Tiger dollars, and I went ahead and got the gold report for a year, and also your morning your call letter and stuff like that. And I got over a 50% return in one day, not counting everything else. But I just want to thank you. Tom's not perfect, but he tells you how to put your stops in, and he keeps your losses small. You can take your small losses, but then all of a sudden you'll be like Dave Ruth, and you'll hit a home run. I mean, a big home run. Yeah. And put the money in your pocket.
Okay, brother. You're awesome, man. Thank you.
Now, Tom O'Brien.
Hi, folks. Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom O'Brien. I have the noontime to 1 p.m. Eastern Tiger Technicians Hour, and my service here is the opening call daily newsletter. And let me just do this real quickly. In the Chapman Wave methodology, we try to identify the lowest low, merely count each successively higher peak. You can go to 7 higher peaks. I alphabetize them, but it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's at that 4th highest peak that other things can happen. That's one thing, and the patterns that we're looking at. Let me just go to this right here. Looking for straight line up or down, cup formation, arch formation, or a combination of 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, straight line down. Red, because if this H pattern takes out the left side low, it can go quite a bit lower. And on the right, you can see the Y, the reverse Y. If it takes out the left side high after a straight line up and then a cup, it can go quite a bit higher. So let me show you some things here. We've got pattern. There's this arch formation right here. In the Dow, it went to peak F, the 6th highest peak at 31,272 on the 21st of January. Plunges down to 29,856 on the 9th of January. And now we've had, look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is the 9th consecutive session with higher highs. Whoops, except for this one here where it was peak A. So this is leg B, only down 58 points. This was the day that there was an opportunity for the Dow to go down 250 to 350 points. No problem. Nobody would have said a thing. Cannot do it. Just look at this. The technicals, this is the daily chart on the left. The MACD cross positive. It's one of the technical tools I like to use. Stochastic, every book that you read says over 80% is overbought. I say, what are you talking about overbought? You want the stochastic to be holding above 85%, especially 95% and flat. That is really good. On balance volume isn't overbought. It's holding, there's the blue line right here. So the technicals so far are concurring with holding very nicely. I had said by Monday we should see Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday where we consolidate. We've consolidated intraday. We have not had much of a downturn in the Dow. The Dow, of course, is the Dow 30, and it's a perfect mix with the combination that it has there. The weekly chart is still strong, and the monthly chart is still only in leg C. Looking to 2021, we should still go to at least a higher leg D. Make a peak C. It takes a whole month. That means the whole month of March has to have a lower high than February, and that makes a peak C, and then you've got leg D still to come. So that takes March, April, May. It takes you until May until you can get a D potential sell signal. So the next thing we're looking at here is the S&P. S&P right now is coming back from the low of the day. It's down from the high of yesterday. So this is actually either a leg A or a leg G. A leg A is very positive. A leg G says, oops, you got to be careful. But look at the MACD's strong. Stochastic's holding at 95%. The weekly chart is still very strong, bumping into this Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone, same as the daily right here. I think there could be a bit of a consolidation over the coming couple of days. That's going to be very important. I'm going to show you the QQQ. It's exactly the same thing. QQQ made a higher high. This is Invesco QQQ Trust Series. It's really the Index 100 trading vehicle ETF. Made a peak G/C at 335.46 yesterday. Holding very nicely, 333.83, up $1.08. Nice, good action. Leg E in the weekly chart, steady. Look at this, little candles all the way up. It looks very good. Unless you've seen by Tuesday or Wednesday of next week, The QQQ is trading under 328. That'll be the 14-period moving average. That'll be very negative action. So far, this is good, and I'll show you why. I'll talk about a little more as we get into the show. SMH just broke out 251.12. It's up 8.15, all-time high. That was very important. This is a technique that I use. I'll just show you this real quickly here, if I can find it. Right there it is. So I have a technique. I call it right. Oops, just disappeared. All right, I'll show it to you in a few minutes' time. There it is. Click. Okay. And what it says is, what it says is, the market rallies up, and then it takes a breather, and it starts to pull back, and you make lower highs and much lower lows. Then all of a sudden, it finds support and makes a little curve, either a V or a cup formation, and it breaks that former trend line resistance. And then what happens is it can go one-to-one to the upside. I call it a Chapman wave extension after the falling axe breakout. And lo and behold, this is exactly what we've got here in the semis. I'll do more details in a little while because I've got a bunch of questions lined up here. So let me show you a couple of other things here. Gold is down quite sharply. It's down 17. Just stuck in a range, not doing anything. Same with silver. So gold is down 17 at 18.25. Silver's down just 3 cents at 27.07, holding way better. And I suspect that gold is being replaced just in the last quite a number of weeks now, maybe a couple of months, with the BTC, which is the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is up 3,545 at 48,460, all-time high right now. I've got this as a leg E in the daily, leg D in the weekly, and only a leg C in the monthly. That says it should still go to a D at some point. So just for clarification, for just disclosure purposes, subscribers to my opening call, we've been long the GBTC, which is trading right now at 48.65. We've been long right here, if I can just get to it. We've been long both short-term and long-term positions from $12.40 area for both of them. And we've been taking small positions off on the way up, trying to keep a good chunk of the core. And so from 12 to 48, full-time. I mean, this is unbelievable what's going on in this particular market. Not complaining, just saying this is unusual. Now there's this potential for some kind of a double top in the range, just between 49 and 52. Let's see what happens there. It's trading at 48 right now. The MACD, the moving average, is very strong. Stochastics flattened at 91%. This is good. The green 9-period moving average in the daily is way above the 14-period moving average. And in the weekly chart, we've just broken out. So that cannot be a G. There's no H in the Chapman wave methodology. So this is recycled. This is now just a C in the weekly chart of the GBT. This is Bitcoin Investment Trust. I was asked about that. I was asked if we could just have a quick look at the MJ, which is the alternate harvest. This is something that for subscribers, we've been long since the 6th of January at 16.50. Yesterday, almost touched 35. This morning, I said, got to take a little bit off at the open. And before the open, we took off some at about 34 with about 107% gain. Now it's down at 25. But I still think it's in play for 2021. But it's going to have a digestive phase. I'll be back in a moment. We'll go to Brent in Martinez, California. Be back in a moment. Basil Chapman.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get them, folks.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today.
Hey there, I'm Andy Arbertine with Tiger Precious Metals and Stones. Whether you're looking to buy and sell precious metals or trying to find the perfect diamond ring, I'm here to help. I have over 15 years of experience with diamonds and precious metals. You can call me directly at 727-329-8245, and I will personally answer any questions you have and help you find exactly what you're looking for. I will be your personal concierge in the metal and stone business. Give me a call today, 727-329-8245.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Hi everyone, we're back. Dow's now only down 38. The S&P is actually up 41 cents. So what a remarkable market this is. And we're going to go straight to a remarkable person. We're going to Brent in Martinez, California. Hi, Brent. How are you?
I'm doing great, Basil. It's a pleasure to talk with you again.
Same with you. So you'd like to look at...
about this one. I got a little lucky this morning. I've had it on my list. I found it. I guess it was probably on Monday, maybe Friday of last week, and I like the fact that it was, well, the area that it was in, and also the fact that it was just kind of down at the lower end of the range and in this consolidation. And I was looking at it today on the 5-minute chart when it made that low at 1532. It had a little hammer candle, and I decided to buy in right. It was like at 1550. Well, within minutes of me buying the thing, all of a sudden it takes off, and I guess they had announced some next generation technology with their, with the whatever their, I guess this EV system or the battery technology they have. So.
That was absolutely fantastic. So I looked at this. I said, I know this stock. It sounds so familiar. So let me just get a drink here. Whoops. Just been doing a lot of talking today. So Hyliion Holdings, EV natural gas. I looked at it and I said, I know this stock. Why do I know this stock? And I look back and I see that for my subscribers, way back in November, it was on my list, and I just can't remember if we actually put in a buy or not. It was down in the 18 area, and then it went to peak A, B, C, D, E, and then it turned around to 27, and it kept going down, and I took it off the list for a while. Well, it went down to $15.21 on the 5th of January, started a brand new peak A, peak B, C, and then that C pulled back all the way, but it held the low. This is the most important thing in the Chapman Wave methodology. 1521 was along the 5th, and today's low was 1531, just 10 cents above, but it still kept in play the notation. And this, first of all, this is considered now for me a new leg from the old. If I went underneath that previous low, this would be a new start, and I wouldn't be able to call this leg A until tomorrow, because you can't call the bar that makes the low also a high bar. So in other words, I'd have to wait. Right now it would have no title whatsoever. But tomorrow, even if it gapped down, that would be then called, as long as they didn't take out the low of 1531, it would be called a peak A. In this case, it's a D. But it's a D after a big consolidation. It's the pattern that I talk about very often, where the arch, that dreaded H pattern that I was talking about, that I showed as a description for those who are not used to my work, can turn into a very positive U-shaped pattern if, in fact, it holds the low and then it takes out the previous high. Well, the previous high was that peak C right there on the 27th of January at 19.79. But when you look at the weekly chart, and one of the reasons why this intrigued me initially was that it once went from pennies to a high of 58.66 the week of the 4th of September of 2020. And then it came down in this pattern I call the Eiffel Tower, straight up, straight down, looks like an uppercase A, and then it didn't even hold that. It kept making a low. So this is really important. We've got a day to go on the weekly chart, and the weekly chart, the black 14-period moving average right there is at 1938. It's trading a dollar higher than that. So I like this very much. I like the fact that it's in an area that is an area that's kind of the sort of desired area at this particular point. It was doing absolutely nothing, and I don't know what the news was, but it's news that has really piqued everyone's interest in this because the volume is really big. So I like it. Now, one move like this from a low, you would have to have a follow through within by Tuesday at the latest, taking out today's high and actually going about 2% high. You'd probably have to go about to the 2330 area, and then I would say, wow, that is fantastic as a takeoff. It's now turned the whole 18.5 to 19 area into major support. As it stands right now, you have to see how the news is related not to the price action today, how it's related to follow-up by other investors over the coming days. So I'm just going to say, I don't know how you handle it. Often you've had options, so you can take something off, or you've got part of a position, so you get a big gain, and then you try to hold the rest. I don't know if that's what you're going to do here. I like the fact that it's woken up. That's all. So the big move today, it's given up a little bit too much, going from 22. The low is 1531. It jumped 7 points to 2225, and now it's down at 20. It's just down 10 or 15% from the high that it made. But I want to see how it closes. If it's able to close above 1950, preferably closer to 20 today, we've got 35 minutes to go, that'll be really good action because the 200-period moving average in the daily is at 20.77. But as a stock I would have to say that you have a cushion, right?
Yeah, I do. And you were talking about the options. I tried to, initially that's what I was looking at. And they just, often with whoever, whatever stock it is, there might be a big spread between the bid and the ask. And I was finding some that might kind of work. I looked at June, April's. I was looking at some different, dates. And I ended up just buying the shares. They just were not really tight enough range that I like to try to use. And so, of course, after the thing started to move, well, then they really got crazy. There's no way you could have done anything with them. The bid and ask got really just out of whack at that point. So it's just, but even when it was not doing much of anything, it was still tricky to even try to do the option. So I just ended up buying the shares in this case. So
it's actually a nice problem to have, right?
Yeah.
So what I can say to you is, first of all, Corey, actually, you have a really good way to time some of these low-price stocks, and just to get them as they're about to take off. You watch them, and you're like a lion just waiting to pounce there. And when you do pounce, it's usually for good reason. What I would say is this: it is in the area that has 2021 this year. This is the potential. Anything with battery, anything that has to do with the technology that advances the life of battery or battery engagement, I think is in play. It's almost like the marijuana stocks in the sense that there should be legislation for the different states. So as long as something is in play, I think this is really good. Oh, right now, as we're talking, someone heard you, and now it's at 2026. This is exactly the action you wanted to see going into the close. It raises the base of support. And the only thing is this: where would you put in another position if you wanted to? And there, I think you're going to be able to use your advanced techniques in terms of how you use options. And I think that's the way I would play it as a longer term outlook, because you've really got a fabulous entry point.
That one was just a little bit more luck than usual, I guess. I try to time things, but I mean, literally within minutes of me buying, all of a sudden I was even still looking at it, and I see all of a sudden
you couldn't believe it, I bet.
And then 17, and it just started taking off.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations. Let me know how it goes. I'm going to keep it on my list now. Well, it was on my list, but I had taken it off. It's going to go back on my list. Hey, congratulations, Brent. Have a great day.
Right,
let me know how this goes.
Basil, take
Pleasure.
care.
Thank you. Folks, this is Basil Chapman. I am the author of the Opening Call Daily Newsletter and the host of the Tiger Technicians Hour at noon. I'll be back in a moment, sitting for Tom O'Brien. Now it's down 30 S.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABCs, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi, folks. We are back, and we're looking at MHK. I believe that's what we were looking at. Yes, MHK's Mohawk Industries. Question came in, flooring manufacturer. So this is going to be important here. So let's see. Basil, now that you've reviewed MHK charts without my question, I'm thinking of a big short. My head says no, but my gut says they miss and tank, and insiders did a bunch of selling in November. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm looking at this chart. I shouldn't have read that. I should have just done it straight away. I had done this a little while back, and then I hadn't looked at it until just a short while ago when I had a question on it. So I quickly completed the notation for it. Mohawk Industries, MHK, trading up 9 cents at 160. Now, if I did not know that there was an earnings report coming out today at the close, I would have looked at this and I said, this has got the same pattern that I'm looking at all over the show. There's a Chapman falling axe formation. Remember what I spoke about? And it's gone even more than a 1-to-1 to the upside. Look at this, 1-to-1 to the upside. I'll just do this quickly. A breakout from the declining cone formation. It went above the upper declining level. That should have taken you to 157. It did that yesterday. It actually did it 2 days ago. Then it had an even bigger candle yesterday. Today's a doji uncertainty candle where it opens and closes at about the same price. But look at the MACD. It's strong. Look at the stochastics at 91%. So all I can say, the earnings are coming out. It's in the flooring manufacturing. If I look at look at this, HGX. And for my subscribers to my opening call, every weekend I show the chart that has the triple yields, the 30-year, 20-year, and 30-year, 10-year, and 5-year yields. And then in the upper corner I have wood, which is the iShares Global Timber and Lumber Area, Timber Forestry ETF. And then at the bottom on the right, I have the HGX, which is the Philadelphia Housing Sector Index. Huge leg B in the monthly chart. This is in 2021. We should still see higher highs. Should still, even if it's a big pullback, it should still go to a leg C, then a peak C, then a leg D and a peak D. And then we make decisions. And look at this. The weekly chart on the HGX is in leg E. I believe these are all-time highs. It's wood that is just taken out for the first time its previous high back in September, I think it was, of last year. And here we are. What is this? Is this a brand new move to the upside, or is it about to go pull back? Well, the MACD is strong and stochastics flat at 92%. It's going to take a terrible disappointment to have all of these indices that are breaking out in the daily charts on a very short-term basis give everything back. It can happen, of course, but so far, the technique, especially with the SMHs, the semiconductors, breaking out in leg C. So now the question goes back to, because I have to look up to see what I was talking about, MHK, which is Mohawk Industries. And Mohawk Industries suggests that, it could have some disappointment today, but the strength of this move suggests that unless it closes, it's at 159 right now, unless it closes overnight with the earnings report, and then, of course, there's a conference call, whatever it is. When I look at the chart formation, to get the 9-period moving average and the daily charts, 9-period exponential moving average, to cross negative, it turns green when it crosses positive. Look at this. When it turned positive the last time was way back in November, that big spike, even before the 9th. This is back on the... let me give you the exact date. This is unbelievable. So right here, it breaks above, and the very next day, on the 2nd of November, 3 days after the low, back at about 90, at 105 to 115, the 9-period moving average moves over the 14, and you could have closed your eyes and just said, wake me up when it breaks underneath because I'll take some profits. Well, even the big sell-off on the 29th of January didn't cross negative. It was still green, and you're still in it. So it's going to have to be so disappointing that it closes at some point under 100, even 149. It would have to go to 147. It would have to go at least 14, 15 points lower for that 9-period to cross negative. So all I can say is that whatever the earnings today, if there is a pullback, I think some people might be buying it. So on a very short-term basis, I don't like to make a decision that in 10 seconds when the announcement is made, I'm either beautifully up, and then I have to, let's say you're using options, which I think this is the case here. If you're going to use options, you have to look at what happens when you have an earnings report and it's fantastic, and the next day the earnings report and the conference call are not quite in sync, and the stock pulls back. It doesn't go negative, but it pulls back. Your options have gone from an unbelievable gain to 930. It's not 930 when the market opens. Those people hold back opening right at the open, no matter what the thing is when there's a big move. They wait to see where the balance of power is. When it opens, you could see a huge gain disappear. So all I would say is I like what I'm seeing. I believe that if there is a pullback, at this point, I just have to give it the benefit of the doubt. I could call it an alternate count from here, Chapman wave, almost an instant restart, but then it took out the low. I like it. That's all I can say. Yep, this could be an alternate count. I like it. Doesn't mean that it's going to scream into the 163, 65 area. I don't know. I don't know how it responds. Markets sometimes move up and they sell on the news. So all I'm going to say is I personally, whatever your position, I would just, if it's long, I just hold the long position. I don't think I would be buying any puts for this unless you want to protect your gain. That's a separate thing altogether. If you're asking me if I did not know there was earnings, I would say I can see a bit of a pullback here to the 156, 155 area. And then if there is a move that goes nicely above today's high of 161.76, if it can go to 163.30, I suspect that it's got another week or two to go. And then I think there's going to be, I think generally in the market, another week or so, and then I think we get a pretty big pullback. Not a major pullback, a pretty big pullback. So that's all I can say. I don't think I've helped you. But I've given you enough, as you said, yeah, it's great input. I can help you by telling you what I would personally avoid. I just wouldn't take a chance over it could go anyway. It really could go anyway. My bias right now is to say that even if it pulls back, within 3-4 days, there's a good chance that it's going to try to get back into the 158 area, so 159. Okay, so that's that one. Sorry, I wasn't a big help, but at least I gave you some objective. So the next thing is space. So SPCE is, this is Virgin Galactic. Spectacular space. Actually, the chart on the right here looks like a rocket ship. Look at that. Leg B in the weekly, in a monthly chart. Leg D in the weekly, and it's still got two green candles after it made that high 3 weeks ago. Hasn't made a new high this week, but this is fantastic. And look at that action right there. Peak D. Yep, it could be a head and shoulders. Here's the left side shoulder. There's the head. There's the right. If it stalls, I think the MACD is strong. I think the stochastic's flat at 77%. That gives me pause. Why? If it was flat at 85% or 88, I'd say fabulous. This says, uh-oh, this is the weak link. But look, it's sitting on the 9-period moving average. I like space. I like the chart monthly. I think looking out, this says to me it's at 59. It looks to me like this is looking out over a number of months. This is a $68 to $73 stock. Short term, it has a lot of support in the 50 to 48 area. So that's my reading. Again, it's a good day today. It's up 7 at 59.90 on SPC. Basil Chapman sitting in for one and only Tom O'Brien.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us, and Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and to help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that'll take you step by step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
Bam!
biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Tom O'Brien.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman sitting in for Tom O'Brien. Dow's down 31, S&P's up $1. So I had a question here. I sold half my position. Wait, here we go. Let's see. Yeah, I sold half my position in CDE. I was looking at the gap on January the 27th for a re-entry point. Or do you see it differently? Thanks for your help, George from Tampa. So George, you know, CDE is trading it right now at 9. This is core mining. I just can't remember it's silver, or is it gold and silver? I think it does both, but mostly silver. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's in the mining industry. That spectacular move right there. That was, what did you say it was on the 27th of January? Let me just double check if this is the one I get. On the 1st of February. Yeah, okay, you got right there. That's when you got out. Okay, so that made a peak D in the Chapman Wave methodology in the daily chart. And then there was this arch. Remember the pattern we were just talking about for those of you new to my work? Remember I said if it makes this arch formation, very often that fails at a peak B. This actually went to a peak C and then it tumbled down. There's your dreaded H pattern. I call it dreaded H. Why? Why was that red? Because if it takes out the left side low, it can go quite a bit lower. So what it did is it went from the high back at the 1140s. That was on, what did I say, whatever, the 17th or something. And then it spikes down. And it keeps coming down, and it goes to where, see this orange line? I put these in here. I don't use them all the time, just when I need them. When did I need this? Right now I needed it because that orange line is the 200-period exponential moving average. Look, how often did you need the 200-period moving average? Look how, I didn't even know. I just pulled this back. Look at that. The exact low was on the 200-period moving average. And then it rallied from 680s or so all the way to that high of 1143. And then it pulled back where? Oh, look, it pulled back to exactly right there on the line on the 27th. At 753. So the fact that you've taken half off, that's beautiful timing. What I'm going to say to you is, here's another dreaded H pattern. At 9, right now it's down 35 cents, down 3.74%, trading at $9. I would just give it a little time. Let's look at it over the coming 2 days. In fact, I'll make a note of it. Maybe on Monday we'll look at it again. CDE. If it can hold sideways here, it can make the lowercase h that goes to the lowercase m pattern. And if it can close at any point above the high of the 8th of February of $10 round number, if it can go to 10.01 and close above that, that's going to be really good action because it's starting to fill in this gap. Look at this gap. It's very unusual. This is purely news related. I don't know what it is. I don't care what it is. It is news related. Otherwise, the stock would have done something different. It couldn't hold that news. It was just a one-time thing. Pop. So that's called an island reversal because here's the mainland. And there's this big open space, and there's this price sitting over there. The fact that it went even higher than the high of December and couldn't close there is not a good sign. So I'm going to say to you to put the money back, and I do believe that gold is in play, gold, silver, for 2021, just not yet. I think that, as I said before, I think the action of Bitcoin is just detracting from the usual people that would go into gold when there's a little uncertainty and they want to hedge. So I'm thinking that you see this trend line, just make it as simple as possible. I like to join lines, and you can see it's sitting right on that line. If there is a close in CDE within 2 days, by Tuesday, I don't want to go to Wednesday. I'm saying by Tuesday. If there is a close under 881, 21 cents lower than where we are right now, that's going to suggest that you've got to be aware that this left side low, this candle in CDE core, mine used to be Coeur now it's called core mining. This low, here's another gap. Oh, this is what an unusual. Well, in gold stocks, because they trade overnight and they trade in different countries, you can see gaps all the time. You don't see it in American stocks because they trade just during market hours. So this is a big thing. So if there is a close at any point in the next week and a half under 835, just be aware you're now going to try to fill the gap, and the gap has a high of the 27th of 804. So I'm just saying to you, even if it pops here, I think sideways is more likely, but I don't want to see it break down here because then it's going to make that H pattern. It's going to try to take out that low. So have a little. You could split this part that you wanted to put back into two halves. In fact, you can say, I like what I'm seeing here. All the action is above the weekly 14 and 9 period exponential moving average. It says that it should have a pop to the upside rather than hang around the downside. Now, I'm not looking at this. This is a leg D in the monthly chart, leg D in the weekly chart. I think it needs a little more. That was a fake out, and people are going to be very upset, and they're not going to pile into the stock until it's really running back into the 10.10 area. So I'm just saying, hold off a little bit. You could split it into two. You can say, you know what? I took profits. I can go back. I've got a gain on the profits, so I can put half of the half. That's like a quarter. I can put it back, and maybe you put it back somewhere right there at 8, somewhere in the 860 area. I'm just guessing. I'd hold off. Let's look at it together again, George. But in the meantime, congratulations. You actually handled that very well. Let's see what happens next. I got a feeling it's a couple of weeks. I would say that by March the 23rd-ish or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it's trading above 11. But I need to go one step at a time. Let's see if we can handle that. So the next thing I had was I had a call this morning. COMS was the question. And I said, I like it. Let's just have you start a position. That was the question on what is COMS. It's Comms Sovereign Holding. It does 4G and 5G provider. And it was trading, I think it was close to 523. And what I said is looking out, because the question was more long-term. I thought I'd have a quick look at it right now. It's pulling back. It's at 506. But it's holding. The reason why I want to bring this up is because I've drawn in a trend line here, and it tested the trend line and it's moved above it. So I like to see that because it's giving you the cushion. And all I'm saying is that what I normally would do is I'd make that pink, and then I'd make that green right here. It's just such easy techniques to use in this up channel. And that just says this is what would become the buy zone based on its own little history over the past couple of weeks. So inside here, if it gets there, personally, I don't want to see this go much lower than it is right now in leg C. The MACD is good. It's not great. The histogram is positive. And the stochastic's only at 67%. And that was my concern earlier on, that it was if the stochastic, I said, was up at the 77 or 82 area, I'd say, whoa, that's nice action. So, yes, as a longer-term position, I think it's going to try to bump into the weekly down channel, inside track, repellent zone, and going sideways alone will do that. Remember, in a channel, down channel, up channel, just going sideways can take you from one side to the other. So this is going to say, yeah, I thought I'd just follow up on this because it was a question that we were doing in real time earlier on. And I still say with that, we had said just nibble on that position if you wanted to do something, and we'll follow up on this. It's at 516 right now, but it does look like it's. I said if it can fill the gap, look, it's almost the same story that I'm telling you about core mining. Look, there's a gap. There's an island reversal, and all the action has been above it. And now there's a bigger gap that it's been trying to fill. So COMS trading at 513, up 14 cents. This is something that I just thought I'd bring up because of chart formations. Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour. I'll be back in a few minutes. There's a lot to look at. Oh, and we're running out of time. When I get back, we'll have a little race through a bunch of techniques. Be back in a moment.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the Newsletter tab. Sign up today.
Introducing Primal Edge.
Today, it's even more important to take a supplement that complements your health. Primal Edge is specifically formulated to boost your immune system and help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Our early ancestors found all their nutritional requirements in the wild environment. But today, our food sources don't contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients that we need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based, vitamins, minerals, fatty and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated humic and fulvic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They've been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, without them, life cannot exist.
That's right, Ellen. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge. Just $89 exclusively at TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Just a real quick question in the den. Repligen, what wave count is this? Monthly is in leg D. Huge leg. This is amazing. Repligen Corporation, peak D in the weekly chart. It only needs another couple of points and it actually extends to leg E. And the daily is this beautiful V shape. We've seen it in so many charts. I'm calling this a gray A because until it can break above this peak E right here, that's at 226.67. That was the high of the 20th. I'm calling gray. If it can break above that, I think that the MACD is good. Stochastic's flat at 81%. I think it goes higher. So that's what I'm talking about. I had a couple of quick questions. We're about to wrap up, so let me just do this quickly. Pterodyne is acting very well. Look at this Chapman wave breakout, a falling axe formation. It's in a brand new leg A, but it hasn't, the MACD hasn't crossed positive. Stochastic's only at 54%. This is in the semiconductor area, and that's the reason why I said that the move in the semis today is just saying, not yet. Not until we get some major top in the semiconductor. They've led the market up and down for years. You do not want to fight against the semis, and if there's a chip shortage, it means that they're going to probably profits are going to be shrinking in some of these. So I think we got another week or two to go, and then I think we've got to be a little bit careful in the general market. So let me just do this. I got a couple of quick things that I want to do. a question about what made you get out of some of your position in the MJ, the alternate harvest today. Well, part of it was because I just kept seeing a spike in the upside, and then I realized there must be some Robinhooders. We need to go to Sherwood Forest to take some of our profits. We're in at the 1650 area. Today it hit 32.09. We were fortunate to take some money off before the open, around about 34. So it's about 100% gain. We've been very fortunate so far. We've had, I'd like to keep core position. I think this is in play. So that was just an answer to one of the questions. And we're lucky we've had some really good positions. But I think the XLF is what you've got to keep your mind on now. That financial sector could move if the yields keep going high. So I'm wrapping up. This is Basil Chapman for Tom O'Brien Show. The news is next, but I just tell you that my service is the opening call, check the front page of TFNN. And please call into my show, noon time to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, the Tiger Technicians Hour. Have a wonderful